Hi, my name is Wendy Reed and I teach high school math, and we're going to learn about volume and surface area of prisms. First of all, let's talk about what a prism is. Basically, a prism has two bases, one on each end, that is a particular shape and they're congruent, meaning they're exactly the same. And then it's connected by other shapes. For example, you have something called a triangular prism, which would be a triangle on two sides connected by, so you've got here your bases, a triangle and a triangle, and then you've got three shapes all the way around it. Prisms are three-dimensional figures. It's a little more difficult to draw three-dimensional figures, but that's a good example. It might be better like this. So, that's a triangular prism. You can have different shapes. You can have a cube or a cubed prism. You can have, well, a cube is a squared prism basically. You can have a rectangular prism. You can have a parallelogram prism, whatever. So the shape of your base is really going to determine how you solve the problem. Okay, for example, in this triangular prism, let's make it a right triangle. You have to know the area of a triangle. Whatever your base is, you need to know the area formula for. So make sure you have area formulas on hand, or so that you can easily find the area formula. So let's talk about what these things mean. In the volume formula, this big B stands for area of the base. So the big B stands for area of the base, and the H stands for height of the prism. Okay, so that's what you need to find the volume. And then you've got your surface area formula. Volume is like the total inside portion of it. Surface area is all the area of all the different shapes surrounding it. So for surface area, the big P stands for perimeter of the base. And again, the H is for height of the prism, and the big B is still area of the base. Let me finish my A there. So these are the three things you need to know in order to find volume and surface area. So let me put some numbers on here. Now, you really don't have to have the numbers on both this part and this part, but it doesn't hurt to have it either. So in order to find the volume, we need to know the area of the base and the height. In order to find the surface area, we need to know the perimeter of the base, the height, and the area of the base. So let's just label all those things first. Let's start with the area of the base. Okay? The area of the base, for this one, your base is a triangle, so you need to know the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle, so don't get that mixed up with the height and the base of the prism. So what we're doing is 1/2 times base times height, which is a little bit different from this base and this height, so don't get them confused. So 1/2 times the base of the triangle. This is a right triangle, so it's easy to find the base and the height. So my base is 3. So 1/2 times 3 times my height of the triangle, which is 5. 3 times 5 is 15, divided by 2 is 7.5. So the area of the base is 7.5 meters squared. Remember, area is always represented by units squared. And then we want the height of the prism. The height of the prism is usually real easy to find. It's just the distance from here to here, from one base to the other, and that is easily 10 meters. So my height of the prism is 10 meters. Okay? And then we need the perimeter of the base. The perimeter of the base is the triangle. To find the perimeter of a triangle, you just add all three sides. 7 plus 5 plus 3 will give you 15. 15 meters. And there you have your area of the base, your height of the prism, and your perimeter of the base. Now you can find your volume and your surface area. So, to find volume, just plug it in the formula. We need the area of the base, 7.5, times the height of the prism, which is 10. So my volume is going to be 7, I think so, let me make sure. Yeah, that's right. All right, so 75. Now, you got to think about how many things did you multiply. So this is meters squared, and that's meters. So how many m's do you really have? 3. So volume is always represented in cubed. So 75 meters cubed per volume. And then you have the surface area formula, which is perimeter of the base times the height. So to find my surface area, perimeter of the base we found was 15, times the height, which is 10, plus 2, times the area of the base, which is 7.5. And you can really just plug that in the calculator just like it's written. 15 times 10 plus 2 times 7.5. And you get 165 meters. And this is not volume, it's surface area, so meters squared. And let's do one more problem to show you how it can be, how it can have a different base. So let's look at another one. I used to draw these really well. One more time. I did that wrong. I didn't even draw. Now I remember. These are a little hard to draw, but that is basically a rectangular prism. So you've got your rectangle at the top and your rectangle at the bottom. Let's put some measurements on here. Okay, so here we have a rectangular prism, so it's important to know the formulas for area and perimeter of a rectangle, okay? So, let's find each thing. We've got our B, our big B, which is area of the base. To find the area of the rectangle, you just do length times width, so that's going to be 8 times 6, which is 48 inches squared. The height of the prism is already on here. It's just 12 inches. And then you've got your big P, which is perimeter of the base. And to find a perimeter of a rectangle, you just do 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. It's going to be 2 times 8 plus 2 times 6, which is 16 plus 12. 28. So we get 28 inches of the perimeter of the base. Now we can easily find our volume and surface area. For volume, it's just the area of the base, which is 48, times the height, which is 12. So 48 times 12, which will give you 48 times 12 is 576, and remember it's cubed, so inches cubed for volume. And then for surface area, perimeter, which is 28, times the height, which is 12, plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 48. Again, you can just plug all that in the calculator. 28 times 12 plus 2 times 48 is 432. The surface area is squared, so 432 inches squared. And that's your volume and surface area of a prism.